No, man, go ahead and welcome everybody to the Man Cave. We have another special guest today.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, everybody?
Damn, bro.
I know, right?
Say it again.
What's going on, everybody?
Nah, we got to get him off.
This is Jazz 101.6.
People's girlfriend be out here, man. You can't be talking like
It's the
that.
panty dropper over
Oh,
here.
my God. I'm going to put some, slow-mo music in the background.
You really should.
Change it from watermelon to rainfall.
I might when I make a comeback, I might change that.
Oh.
YouTube asked me for
Yeah,
the
my
asked me
draws
if I
on.
wanted to change my name or not. So
Why YouTube's like, yo, it looks like you gave up. You wanna switch your name? Try something different?
I think what it
I'm
was.
studying. That's what's going on.
I think what it was is they caught on that he was black. So it was like,
Watermelon.
We checked out your other social medias. You sure you want to go with watermelon? Kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
I mean, it's better than watermelon chicken. That was an option.
Was that on the table?
It was on the table, to be honest.
why don't you just say fucking black face, big lip, bro? Like, if you're going to say watermelon chicken, goddamn.
No, one of my handles years ago when I was doing like modifications for phones, it was master and slave.
Holy shit. How
And
did
I
you
had
come
a-
up with that?
My last name is Freeman.
Oh.
It all comes together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the reason we invited Eric on today is partially because of the topic that we're talking about and his experience. So, like we said, he has a YouTube channel, and on that YouTube channel, Eric tries to answer questions using statistics and real life numbers, because that's just who he is.
It is. That's exactly who I am.
So, if you guys ever want to check out, well, I think you're gonna change your content, right?
No, it's gonna stay the same.
All right, but you can plug your shit. Obviously, there's the 10 people that watch the.
YouTube.com/Ask Watermelon.
There you go, because he comes up with questions and he answers those questions. That's just who he is. And one of the questions that you talked about on that episode or on your channel was, should women
make
start making the first move?
Yeah.
Right. So that's going to be the conversation that we're having today.
Is it? Because you said 10 people. Motherfucker, we just passed 30 subscribers on YouTube.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it took
That's a
me a
big
lot of time
deal.
to make 30
is a big fucking
accounts. No, that is an achievement.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited.
Yes, sir.
We only upward.
In less than a month, right?
yeah, less than a month.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yes, sir.
But you've lived this,
I have.
right? If you want to talk a little bit about your relationship, your marriage, how it got started, just because the reason that we invited him on, not just because of the YouTube video, but this is your real life experience.
It is. It is indeed.
How long you been married?
I've been married for 4.5 years.
Okay.
4.5 years. My wife and I, we met back in 2015. We worked at this call center together. I was actually her facilitator there, and I actually sat right next to her.
Okay. Email Doka.
I don't know. But it wasn't even like I looked at her and said like, all right, I want to kind of immediately like just talk to her. First thing I actually thought about her, I said, wow, like she dresses extremely nice. Like she's like one of the most well-dressed women I've ever met or seen, I guess. That's about the only thing that kind of came through my mind. But about a week later, I actually was pulled from facilitating that class. I had some issues going on at the job and whatnot, so they pulled me from the class. And I had took a day off, but everybody in the class had my number because I was their facilitator. So the moment I took a day off, she texted me and said, "Are you not here today?" I'm like, "No." And she was like, "So you really made me just waste an outfit?" And yo, honestly, like it's you know, you pull your phone out, you like, yo, like that's kind of how
You reread that text like 4 times. Like, am I understanding this correctly?
yeah, it's like is this the moment like that we all be waiting for?
You had to readjust his drawers. He was like, oh,
I was in the middle of walking somewhere. I
fucking
stopped
went
walking.
into
I think I
work
missed my
today.
fucking bus. Like I think I was at Frankfurt Transportation Center. I missed my shit. So yeah, she texted me that, and I told her, I was like, it's no worry. I mean, we can see each other Friday night. How about we just go out? You wear something nice, maybe wear the same thing. It's whatever. I haven't seen it yet.
You played it nice. I
I
like
played
that.
it nice.
Yeah.
And we went out on a date. But it's crazy because at the time, I still wasn't even sure if I was interested in her or not. Like, but the fact that she expressed interest in me, I was like, wow, like, let me see what she's all about. Like, and so one thing led to another. She became my best friend early, and then I'm married now. We still together. Been married 4.5 years. So
And you got a beautiful little girl.
that's what we do. She just turned 1 this past Sunday. I'm proud dad. I don't even know how to express what I feel inside, to be honest.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Man.
Okay, relax. Everybody
you
here,
don't-
kid
don't have
table,
kids. You can
daddy
start at
daycare. Hell nah, I'm good.
So you really, had she not initiated this conversation, you don't think that this relationship would have been?
Absolutely not.
No, you weren't interested in her in that way to pursue it?
Nope.
That's interesting.
Is that because of your position at work? You felt like it was
No,
kinda
I was not that professional.
Nah, my man was ready to use that.
Yeah, you got to use that to your advantage.
Heard.
And that was definitely a place. All right. Anyway, so
They got a little promotion. It was like, yeah.
Gotta get me in trouble, man.
Let's see what all these white guys are talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your facilitator, Rainfall. Please come to my office one by one.
Yeah, 1 by 1.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So the fact that she made that initiation, that was just so attractive to you.
I thought it was because as a guy, you grow up and you understand how it works.
Right.
You got to go out and go find what you want, find what you're looking for. And so at the time that she did that, I had just got done messing with some crazy shorty. Like, I don't even want to see. I haven't seen her since.
What's her name?
Nah. Her name is Nah.
I hope Nas doing all right.
I hope nah. Actually, nah. But yeah, when she texted me that, I was like, yo, that's one of the most attractive texts I've ever gotten. And I'm like, even if I never thought about you in this way before, you've earned your spot. So I'm picking you up. You know, we going out. Like you've earned a date from me just because you were so bold. So
I like that. So when we were coming up with the idea for this episode, right, me and Larry got to the talking. And Larry is not 100% on board with apparently women making the initiation to start a relationship or even have that conversation. Larry thinks that women should stay in the kitchen and occasionally clean the house.
Jordan,
Right.
shut the fuck up, bro.
are you a classic? Man?
Oh my
Classic,
God,
man.
definitely not
So
a
speak a
slave
little bit to
driver.
that, Larry. Why do you feel the way that you feel?
First of all, that's not how the fuck I feel. I think women can do whatever the fuck they want. I guess my concern is and I know like Eric is the exception, not the rule, because most men are not going to have that situation because most women are not that bold. I don't know. I just worry that if we start to tell men that, you know, it's all right for your lady to make the first move, like they'll get complacent. You know what I mean? Like, whereas like I can speak for myself. I'm a go getter. Like that's my line of work. That's how I've lived my life. Anything I've ever wanted, I had to get up and go get it. And I've never really felt lucky enough to have some shit just fall in my lap. Like even with my girl, we met on Bumble, which ironic lets women make the first move,
Right.
but it's not really the first fucking move. Like she said hi, and then I had to, you know, like, and as a man, you know, if you text somebody hi on a dating app, they're not answering.
Yeah.
Like, you're a dub.
The
at
rules
that
are
point.
different for them, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want more men to take the initiative and not just dating, but like in every part of their life. Obviously, it worked out great for you. I don't know if it's going to work out like that for everybody else. 'Cause everybody is not as poised as you are. They're not as, you know, you're obviously well established. You have a career, like so you're in a space to be able to have that happen to you.
Yeah.
What if a guy has that happen to him? They're like, oh shit, I look good, or oh I got this, I got that, and now they're expecting all of their life to just kind of come and fall into their lap or come after them. That's my fear.
So
I
your
guess.
fear is that they start feeling wanted, like they're privileged in a way,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like women feel.
yeah.
But there's plenty of men that exist like that right now, though. At least I think. There's a lot of guys that exist out there that have plenty of options. They can go sleep with whomever they want.
That's a
And they
fact.
do have women in their DMs all the time.
That's a fact.
But there's nothing that can stop you from wanting to hunt and go
Yeah.
find a girl. Like it's like trying to tame a wild animal. Bring a lion in the house and watch what happened to you. No matter how much you've had that lion, 15 years is gonna eat your ass. Probably.
That's valid. I mean, that's considering like it's a healthy lion though.
Yeah.
You got some sick ass lions who might just be happy to roll over on your back, and your mouth, let you drop some Cheerios in. And you know, like I look at a lot of the dudes that I grew up with, and I think only one of them off the top of my head is the kind of guy you're talking about.
Right.
Like, can go anywhere, get any type of girl he wants. The rest of them, for the most part, have to dig through dirt to find gold.
Yep.
And you know, I would rather them be like that and eventually find the gold than to just stop digging.
But what is the problem with men being the goat in situations? I mean, why is it an exception? Why can't it be equal to where men and women are both looking in that way? Like, why does it have to be that the women are the goat 9 out of 10 times?
I think because of the dynamic with society, I think like as a man, people expect you to provide.
Right.
Right. So usually what happens as a man is you get to a place, you're established, you've accumulated things, whether it be wealth or material things, whatever. You've done something to make yourself more attractive to women, which then opens your options up to be able to attract and go after certain type of women. If you never hit that point and you get the woman, then what happens? Like, she's going to look at you like, oh, well, what do you have going on for yourself? Like, you know, I'm here. You get a baddie, but you don't have a job. Now what? Like, she's supposed to expect it to carry you, or she's going to force you to kind of level your shit up along the way?
Yeah, but then we have to have the conversation that women are a little more methodical with the way that they make their decisions, right? So if a woman is truly going out to look for a significant other, they're not doing it the same way that we do it.
No,
right?
they're not.
We're most time than none, we're just out trying to get some pussy and just fuck around.
Exactly.
And then maybe we'll find somebody that we actually fuck with. If a woman is making that methodical decision to find somebody that they can start a relationship with, then they're going to be looking for, oh, this guy already has a job. This guy already established himself, much like how she did with you. She's not going to go to some dude on the street and then hit
She
him
could have
up.
picked a regular customer service dude.
Right? So, like, do you think that her initiating the conversation, let's say that, well, no, let me stick to the question I was going to ask. Do you think that you view her differently in that situation? Does she lead in the relationship in unorthodox like circumstances? Do you think that in a lot of situations she wears the pants?
I would say yes, but I wouldn't say that's because she made the first move at all. It's just because she's a very orderly type of person. When you have, and women are typically more orderly than men anyway. And so when you have someone that's extremely orderly, they have to have things work their way all the time. And she's lived a very sheltered and privileged life as well. You know, getting the things that she needs all the time and the things that she wants mostly all the time. But the difference was that she wanted to go out and work and provide for herself. But it's never changed the fact that she just likes to have things her way. And so the energy that she brought into the relationship, it wasn't necessarily feminine energy. It was masculine energy. And I think that's why her and I did click, because I'm a type A type person. I just want to go out there. I want to go get it. And I got to have it. And she matched that. So.
Yeah. And did you feel at all like, I mean, I don't think you did, given the way that, you know, it all worked out. But that's a rare situation, right? For the girl to make the first move and then for you to just go along with it. Did you feel embarrassed to tell that story to your other homies? Like she started this relationship. Did you feel like it was emasculating in any way? Like if you feel like women are out making the first move, does it really break down the man as far as him being a man?
No, not necessarily. Like I wasn't embarrassed at all. I was excited to tell you guys. I mean, it's especially because men still have to choose to be in relationships. Sure. I still had the ultimate decision to make. She wasn't going to ask herself to be with me. Right. She wanted to be with me. She expressed that interest. But at the end of the day, I had to tell her, like, look, you my girl, and that's it. Like, we going to do what we got to do. So I don't think it's emasculating in any way. I think it actually makes things a lot easier for the man, because it takes away all of the games you got to play.
Right.
All the push and pull methods and all of the, let me just not text back too fast. Should I talk to 5 other girls because she ain't giving me the energy I want? If I know, and that's another reason why I do kind of agree that women should do this more often, not all the time, not 100% of the time. The society be too fucked up. But if a girl is choosing you, you know that you're her top guy. Like she ain't nobody else competing with you right now. Mm-hmm. So she's more likely to be all about you and all invested in the relationship if she's choosing you and she's not just giving you sexual energy either. If she wants to be with you and she's chosen you, you ain't got to worry about nobody else. You get loyalty right off the gate.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. In your YouTube video, the ratio or the percentage of successful relationships that have been initiated by women were higher that those relationships worked out were higher than the ones that were men initiated the relationship. If that is in fact true, why would that not be a sign that women should in fact start taking that initiative more often?
They don't want to.
Do they not want a successful relationship?
I don't think. I think they want a successful relationship, but they don't want to do the work that men have to do to get it.
It's a lot of rejection involved with pursuing people.
Exactly.
And that shit hurts.
Yep.
Because what happens when you get rejected is, I know you wouldn't know this since you've been one person your entire fucking life. Congratulations. But what happens with rejection is you start looking at yourself. I'm like, damn, like, do I gotta get in shape? Do I gotta get a haircut? I gotta fucking wear different sneakers? Like, why the fuck she ain't want me? And women don't want to go through that. I would imagine nobody really wants to go through that. Men don't want to go through that shit.
So from an early age, we're told, like, I started talking to girls when started having that confidence when I was about 12, 13.
Yeah.
Hanging out with my oldest brother, one of my older cousins, just hanging out with them. And, you know, they'd be like, oh, go talk to that girl there. Go talk to that girl there. Like, any girl we talk to, you just got to go run your game.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that I was in training. Like, that's what that was for. Because you either got to have, if you ain't got the looks, you got to have some game.
Right.
And if you ain't got the looks, you got to have some game and some money, something to offer as well. So I went out and got rejected a lot young.
Trial by fire.
That's what it is, man. And I don't think that women want that.
Hell no.
It's not fun. It's fun when it works. But what they don't understand is that I had to talk to 20 girls to get the one.
Yeah.
That's just how that works.
Yeah.
Cast a wide net.
There's a question I want to ask. I just don't know how to fucking word it. Because obviously that is the reality, right? That guys have to be the ones, or we have to practice time and time again, failure after failure, in order to successfully convince a woman to give us a chance, right? And multiple times women attack men for having multiple partners.
Some women. Right. It's not
a
generalized.
lot. It's a lot. Huh? Well, Larry, stop trying to.
I mean, it's obvious that it's not all women.
Because
that goes without saying.
What you were saying earlier doesn't align with the way you're acting now. But I guess a lot of women attack men for having multiple partners, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we talked about it a little bit on another episode. Because of the task at hand, the responsibility for a man to convince a woman to sleep with him, right, is obviously harder. The responsibility is different for a woman. The woman is not trying to have sex. She's trying to get married. She's trying to have kids.
Yep.
Right? If their role is only to get hit on or to have this guy come off the street in a club or a bar to try to hit, why would they not want to take the power of developing that relationship more often within their own hand?
I don't think it's in their nature to do so. They're not wired that way.
And I understand that it's not, but that's why I wanted to have this conversation, because I think that it needs to be worked on. I think it needs to be rewired. I think they need to understand that
got a couple million years before that go through.
I guess, but they do need to understand that if you're tired of being fucked around with,
right?
If you're tired of giving this guy a chance and then he cheats on you, and then you get let me give this guy a chance and it's the same result, I think at some point she has to make the decision to pick the guy.
Well, that's true. I mean, women are responsible for all of their own choices until they're not.
Okay.
Right? So it's not my fault you slept with me. It's not my fault you let me hit. It's not any of that. I gave you game, you let me in.
Right.
So honestly, it wouldn't even take a couple million years. I'm just saying it's like they can make the decision if they want to, but oftentimes they don't. What they want is they want to compete for the guy that they believe has everything, especially if they've been with multiple partners before.
You know what? Listening to y'all talk, I'm starting to think that this shit is an illusion. Like, because at the end of the day, most women know what kind of guy they're going to go for.
100%.
They know what kind of guy they're going to stand for.
100%.
Now, you get those rare one-offs where the guy is just funny as hell. You cackle, and your way into the bedroom, and now you're in love with this motherfucker. Yeah.
I love that a couple jokes could get you in the bedroom.
Man, listen,
Yo,
I don't
you
make
got
the
game,
rules.
right? That's part of having game.
I don't make the rules. Women love dudes that are funny. But yeah, like, so like in a way, I guess they're not making the first move, but they are making the fucking door so narrow that regardless of who makes the move, only one of you, or maybe two of you, whatever situation is going to get through that door. And she's the architect. You know what I mean? So it's not like she doesn't have to be the hunter because she has the bait.
No, you're spot on.
Yeah.
Like none of what you said is false.
Right.
When I did my research, it actually proved that point exactly, right? So in online dating, women were 3.5 times less likely to even send messages out.
3.5 times less likely.
Less likely to send messages out, right?
Jesus.
But men were 2.5 times more likely to respond. So, and what ends up happening is that obviously our whole life, you want to go for the top girl all the time. Whatever girl you see in that moment who's the top girl, that's the one you want to go fuck.
Right.
That's the one you want to go be with, right? But the women, they don't talk. They don't do anything. They just wait. And they sit around and they just wait for the guy that they want to come to them. And what this does, though, it fucks with them, though, because they don't understand. Like you said, it's kind of like an illusion, right? If it's all of us in this office here, she has to pick one of us, even if none of us are her type. She's going to pick one of us there. So women are flooded with messages from men or attention from men, and they're stuck picking from the options that they want, that they don't really want or wouldn't really go for, when all they can just mitigate all that shit if they just go talk to the guys that they found attractive in the first place. Because men are 2 times more likely to respond.
So women settle at a higher percentage than men do
Yep.
because
pick
they
the
don't want to go
best.
and do what the fucking work.
They don't want to do the work.
No,
That's their fault.
Yeah,
They don't wanna do it.
I've actually asked like a couple of women that I know about this years ago, and even recently, and they said flat out, like, I would rather wait and die than tell my crush that I'm in love with them.
Yep.
Crazy.
And I'm like, chances are he likes you. So
Chances are.
the
Like, what do you
fear
have
of
to lose?
rejection outweighs your wants. Like, that's fucking outrageous.
I don't think that that's a system that can work well with them biologically. Like they're much more neurotic in general. Like they don't handle rejection well. You ever said something to a girl that you totally didn't mean, they just took it the wrong way and it fucked up the whole night?
Every night.
Of course.
Because they convinced themselves that you fucking said something that you never did, and then they bring up some old shit that you said 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You think they really ready to get out there and go hunting? If that's the shit that they're doing? I don't think so. Some women are very successful at it though.
Yeah, and there are, because I have a good friend, and she's bold. She's an entrepreneur, so she understands rejection, understands how to work through what do they call, like, objections. So you tell a girl I like you, you say you don't really like me, and then you have to figure that out. So she's mastered the art of that, working through those type of things. And she said, she wouldn't mind it, but then guys take it as she's being too aggressive or that she doesn't really like them, and she's just kind
They're
of
probably right though.
Yeah.
Because it depends on how you do it, right? Like if you're carrying mad masculine energy, I'm not trying to date a dude, yo. Like if you're it depends on what career you're in too. Like say for example, you're in a high powered career where you have to have masculine energy in order to succeed.
Right.
You bring that shit home to me, I'm not gonna want to fucking be with you.
Yeah, that's valid.
And if you're dating and we're talking and we're having dinner, I'm even afraid to share my opinion because now you're going to try to keep challenging me all the time. It's not that I don't want to be challenged by a woman. I just don't want my woman to be a man. And so that's kind of, women have it a little rough in that area. I got to admit, though.
Yeah, that's probably difficult to navigate. Like,
Very
you're
difficult to
telling me to go out and be bolder, but not to be like a man. So where's the line?
Did you feel that when Chi texted you that it came off aggressive in any way?
No, I thought that shit was clever. I was like, damn, like if I was right next to her now, like I'd have been like giddy as shit because it really made my whole fucking day. I wasn't expecting nothing like that. And the thing is that when she texted me that, that was the only lead she's ever taken in the initiation stages of our relationship. The rest of it, ball was in my court.
So the key then is to be outwardly flirty. That comes off as, yes, I'm interested, but I'm not being pushy or
Yeah,
aggressive.
show that you're interested, but don't play the games either.
Got you. Did your wife ever say specifically what she liked about you that made her, or what about you made her feel comfortable enough to do that?
So the idea didn't even come from her directly. There was another older woman in the room that had experience doing that. And she actually bagged one of the younger guys at the job, right?
That she did.
So after she bagged one of the younger guys at the job, this woman had to be in her 50s. And so she had told Chianti, like, look, you got his number, text him. So this went on for 3 days straight. She was telling Chianti, like, to text me. But it was on the day she decided to wear the outfit that I didn't show up that she was actually going to talk to me in person about it. And I did get an inkling that she did like me because she was like finding really weird ways to kind of be around me and in my space. Like I'd be outside talking to someone in the hallway and then she's like, oh, I'm just going to the bathroom. I'm like, why are you telling me this? But I knew why she was telling me that.
Yeah.
So
It's like elementary school shit.
yeah, yo.
I mean, what I'm hearing from both of you is that you don't think it should change. I think that you think it on occasion, a woman should make that decision on an occasion. But what is that occasion? What is the percentile?
I would say earlier on before she starts fucking dudes. Like before she gets ran through, she should probably try.
But I feel
making
like
that
that's
first
not
move.
going to happen. I feel like if a woman is going to make the decision to, again, she's, I think, a rare situation. But if a woman's like, fuck it, I'm going to go and start making that move, I'm going to be the one to hunt the guy that I want. She has to have been screwed over multiple
To
times
motivate her to start
give her
doing
the
that.
motivation to
They
do
often do. Like women that make the first move more often are often like older. The average age is like 32 and up. But by then, you've already had multiple partners. You probably have a kid. And finding a man or a stable relationship or a stable and happy relationship is even harder for you. So at this point, you don't got shit else to lose.
And they have to have nothing to lose
That's
in order
fucked up.
to make that
so
decision.
then think about it. So you're average Joe, everyday guy, right? You're working your way up a company. You got car, house, all that shit. And here go a woman making the first move on you, but she's fucked up. You're like, man, like if you're making the first move more often too late in your life, you're gonna fuck up a lot of good men. So my best advice is if you're really wanting to get into a relationship and you're a woman and you probably haven't been ran through and damaged, then you should probably just go talk to the guy you like because chances are he'll give you the play that you want.
Yeah, because I mean, guys are very rarely gonna push away a girl that's attracted to them.
It's a win-win for the guy. Like it's risky for a woman, and the woman has to. It's tough because she has to learn how to navigate that. But what women don't know how to discern with men is sexual attention and relationship attention. They look the same for men. From a woman's perspective on a man, they look exactly the same. So if a girl is making a first move on me, it's a W for me because it's either I'm about to get a bomb ass girlfriend, I'm just gonna get some pussy because she already likes me. So
What's the difference? I feel like if a woman is gonna fuck you, chances are she date you, right? More times than not. I know there's like,
Yeah, because if that's not their intentions, then they're gonna be viewed as a slut or a whore. They can't go
Yeah.
out and just choose dudes to fuck.
I mean, they
Yeah,
do.
they don't
They
get
do,
the-
but
they
they
don't
Keep that
hide
shit
it.
mad low.
Yeah, exactly. They're not out showing it out to the world like I just fucked another dude tonight.
Yeah,
the same way, you know what I mean?
because people are way harsher with their view on them when it comes to that type of shit.
Other women are.
I mean, men are too.
I mean, men are too, but not to the degree that women.
No, that's
are.
true.
But if in a world where the roles end up kind of going down the middle, where women, it's more common for women to go out to the guy and the guy to go out to the girl, and it's kind of like a split. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you think that would then change the state of mind that men think about women? Like, oh, if she has had a couple bodies, it's because she's out picking dudes. Like, it's not out of the ordinary for guys to have a bunch of bodies.
They're supposed to have.
They're supposed to, right?
What? They're supposed to?
I know I have 15 to 20.
Look, studies show that men who've had multiple partners are happier in their relationships, but women who've had multiple partners are less happier in their relationships. It's kind of fucking weird, right?
Why would a woman be less happy? I would think she'd be happier because she's had other trash shit. So now she has something that's worth keeping. She can compare it to something else.
That's the problem because she's comparing it to something else.
Ah, okay.
You see, think about it. You go, God forbid, you go cheat on your girl tonight, right?
God forbid.
And I'm right here, daddy.
And you go right home like it's nothing.
Yeah.
You won't even fucking blink. Once that post-nut clarity hit, you out the door. Fuck that bitch. I'm going
Post-nut
home.
clarity.
I'm going to fuck home, right? You can do that. There is no connection. But every time a woman sleeps with a dude, there's a connection there. And if she slept with 10 dudes before you, best believe you better have everything better than the last 10 niggas she done fucked with.
Yeah, I think my conscience would eat at me over time.
Probably
Probably
You're
right.
right.
I feel like that's
think it would.
usually what happens.
Yeah.
Right? Is a dude cheats
If he's
and
in a
then
relationship.
he
yeah.
keeps it on the low until a certain time. It just fucking he lets it out and he tells people.
Or he just gets caught, gets careless.
I listen, I'll tell you some shit though. This girl cheated on me one time. Came home that same week and fucked me. So
yeah.
How soon did you find out? Like, how soon after?
had to be like maybe like a week and a half. I was getting it was a bad situation.
I'm sure you had many violent thoughts.
Bro, what? When she told me about that shit, I
Oh,
was
gosh,
like,
bro.
call this nigga right now.
I'm so sorry,
Call
bro.
him right
I've been
now.
cheated on too, yo. So I know how that feels, man.
Sheesh. But you know what? Shout out to her because that shit made me realize that I can find anybody on earth. All I need is their Instagram. And I can find it. Taught me a great skill.
Because the happiness like that you can pick is up to you, right?
I don't know.
You don't know
Nah, what do you mean?
that situation. You picked the bad one and you was like, fuck it, I can just find somebody else
Yeah.
that can make me happy,
Yeah.
right? The key words is that you are gonna find it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna find you.
Okay.
He just charged into the game. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I got cheated on. I'm mad, but fuck it. I'm single now. I can reinvent myself a little bit. Go out there, fuck a couple more.
Yeah.
Find the one that I like. Let's do it again.
Yeah. It didn't work out like that. But in ideal world, that's exactly how I work. I'm on my revenge season shit. 150,000 in the bank. Just, you know what I'm saying? Pulling up
Pull up in the Batmobile in front of her crib.
fucking suicide
I
doors.
was just in the
Yeah.
neighborhood, like, you know.
Shut up, bitch. Outside tripping. Nah. Ideal world for sure. But nah, I don't think the system is broken. I think
Do you think that? Keep your thought.
yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that the dating scene is toxic?
Definitely.
Oh man, that's I think it's working the way that it should work.
And it shouldn't be improved. There's just I feel like it is what I mean. Obviously, dating
it's-
apps have changed the game, but
Dating apps have changed, and all it's done is expose what women want though, and what women are looking for. Men have looked for the same things for centuries. Like men have never changed, but for women, they've made it easier for the guys who have options to go get more options because they're on those apps and shit now. Like, I don't know if you guys ever looked at it, but the Tinder Insights, have you ever seen those?
no.
Shows how many times people swipe left and swipe right. how many times a girl ended up like just having casual sex at the end of that
Why
shit.
the fuck do they have that
Bro, that shit
accessible
is
for everybody?
data is beautiful, bro. You know I love that type
my
of shit.
God.
And so what ends up happening is that you have men out here swiping like 3% of the time, right? Just
Swiping right or left?
swiping like to approve the person. I don't know how
Okay.
Twitter
Swipe
works.
right.
Tinder
Okay.
works.
Yeah.
But women are
Expert.
swiping like fucking 1% of the time.
Okay.
They're looking for something very fucking specific.
Yes.
And it mirrors real life. Women are looking for something very fucking specific. And a lot of the times they end up having casual sex. They're not even getting engaged or even having a ring
Yeah.
at all. So they're fucking all these dudes and then they'll want all the benefits later.
That's because they're all fucking the same dudes.
They are fucking the same men and they don't get it. I'm like, yo, when are y'all gonna fucking I don't think y'all are gonna get it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't beat men at their own game. If you put in your bio, I'm not here for casual sex, you just gave me the fucking playbook. I'm just gonna take you out on a couple dates, then I'm a fuck, and then I'm a dip. Like they don't understand how the game is played.
Well, we appreciate that you're a changed man now.
I'm a changed man.
That sounds like that's coming from a player. You ain't a player no more.
Nah.
Yeah. But nah, that's valid because one of my boys has 3 kids by 3 different women. And I'm just like, there's so many options out here. And the baby moms knew about each other. Like, you know, he had the one kid, right? Yeah. That shit didn't work out. It was a fucked up situation. Then he got with the next girl who knew about the first baby mom. They don't like each other. They beefing. Oh, bitch, I'm going to one-up you. Boom.
I don't understand that.
Have
behavior,
another
yo.
kid.
It's crazy.
Now they beefing. And the third one's rolling around. Look at this dumb bitches over here. Well,
The
boom.
first 2 making fun of the third one.
Like,
Why kids first?
like, bitch, watch this shit.
You
Eating
last.
popcorn. Watch this shit. It's gonna blow the fuck up. And sure enough, and fuck around. I bet you'll have another one.
That's crazy, man.
I bet
You
you
know what's
know.
crazy? Had all the women just selected the men that they wanted in the first place, they probably wouldn't even be in this situation.
Fucking right.
But they waited until the top guy in their area came at them, and that was it. It don't matter if he got other baby moms. It really don't fucking matter to them.
Shit is crazy.
The top guy that's in the area, and they waited. So I don't think it's gonna change. I don't think it should though.
You don't think it should?
Nah, it's too hard for it to change, man. Like, again, do you really think they want to do the shit that we have to do?
It's not about do they want to do it. We don't want to do it. It has to be done.
I mean, it has to be done, but the thing is, I feel it in my body to go do it, bro. Like,
Because we've been raised to feel that way. We've been taught
biological,
to
man.
do that way.
biology is strong as shit, man.
Like there's nothing that can't be changed.
There's some things, there's nothing that can't be changed. However, you need to have requirements in order to do it, and you need to have a lot of time for it to occur.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying that tomorrow the script should be flipped, but I'm just saying that the thought process should at least be happening. Like women, or the conversation of women initiating the first step to a conversation to a potential relationship, that thought process, I think, should be happening more often than what it is.
Okay, I agree with you 100%. And here's a statistic, right? If 100 women went out and they made the first move, 33 of them would end up engaged.
That's a good percentage.
33%. That's fucking wild. And they'll be in a happy marriage. Meanwhile, most marriages occur because men make the first move, but the divorce rates are extremely high.
Because the woman settled.
And the women are initiating the divorces. So this shit
So
does need to change.
y'all can pick the divorce, but you're not gonna pick the dude that you want to marry.
That's a nasty ass cycle.
70
bro.
to 80% of the time, they're initiating the divorces.
Jesus Christ.
In your life, with any other girl you've been with, have you been broken up with, or you did the breaking up?
I don't know, bro. I just be ghosting. I'm like,
Oh, you a toxic motherfucker. Oh, this dude. Oh, man.
I'd be like, you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
This shit ain't
If you
working.
watching and you dated Larry and he ghosted you, I apologize.
She goes, that's
rude
that
as shit."
motherfucker right there.
Yeah. And there's gonna be one who points me out at some point. Like,
like,
I
yo.
fucking knew it, you fucking liar.
They got the receipts from like 10 years
Your
ago.
grandma wasn't sick. Sheesh.
Yo,
I mean,
My man said his grandma, I can't come through.
I can't be with you because my grandma's sick.
listen, man. I play the cards I'm dealt.
Okay. You
You know
do
what I'm
you
saying?
the dealer, man.
You know what I'm saying? God ain't give me a grandma for nothing.
You gotta kill her off.
God. Who said to something about kill. Damn, bro.
That's what I thought you would text.
Nah.
That's what was happening.
Bro, y'all just took this shit way too dark. Nah, grandmom is for leverage. You know, I gotta take my grandma to the market.
You grandma's boy.
My grandma's sick, so I can't
can't
answer
hang out
none of
with
your calls.
Today's
I can't.
Saturday, and on the second Saturday of every month, I give grandma her foot rubs. Is that what you're telling me? Fucking weirdo.
What
You
is
was
your
gonna
relationship
say-
like with your grandma?
I love my grandma. It's almost like my daughter.
Like SpongeBob and his grandma. Wait, what?
yeah, just listen.
Wait.
Nah, bro. Like real shit. Like you know, like when people get older, you know, like they have more needs, can't do as much for themselves. You know, it's like, all right, come on, I got you. Give me the bags. I get the bags.
I see why you made that excuse.
Run up there and hold the door open.
It's a
that
premium
type
excuse.
of shit. Yeah, I mean, like I'm the man of the house, so I gotta do that type of shit. You know, I gotta take everybody under my wing and then use them for excuses when the fucking time comes. I think I've made that sacrifice. I've paid the cost.
I like to be used as an excuse.
Well, I think
that
it's
I know
gonna be
that's what
hard
you do.
to do that. You're a married man. What the fuck I'm gonna say? Yeah, Eric.
Hanging out with the guys.
Nothing's off the table.
Eric want to beat the shit out of me after work. So
He's had a hard day. I think he deserves it. Like
needs a human punching bag today. I'm gonna
something that
hell
can
with it.
bleed. You know what I mean?
All right. So the question that I was gonna ask earlier was, when it comes to relationships, like who in the relationship you think changes first? Is it the man or the woman in order to make the relationship work?
I think that's a really difficult one to answer. What I would say, traditionally speaking, the woman's more likely to change because they're more agreeable. However, in today's climate, with all the power and all of the movements, it's likely that the dude's going to change because men evolve over time when women evolve. We change when women change. So I don't know. It's really hard to say, bro. I think it's going to come. It's a case by case basis.
What about personal experience? Yeah, talk from your experience.
In my experience,
See, go ahead.
she did a lot of the changing because in the relationship she was in prior to me, she had to chase this guy around just to get his attention and shit. And so I think she was still sort of in that headspace when we first got together. But then when we started moving in together and integrating our lives together, that's when she started to she just wouldn't budge anymore. She got real static. These are how the things are supposed to be in the house. I want this shit this way. I want that shit that way. And for me, it's just like, fuck it. I'm going to just do what I got to do. I don't want to hear that shit. If you think decorative towels are a fucking thing, then it's going to be a fucking thing.
You've been having that argument for years, bro.
Preaching to the choir.
I've been hearing you talking about that shit for so long.
Pillows gotta be 3 pillows diagonal
yo.
off the arm of the couch.
So to answer your question, George, it's probably likely the dude.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's
Probably
the dude.
likely the dude.
I think that a dude is, again, the one that is trying to make the relationship happen. And in order to do that, I need to make or have this woman like me, right?
True.
In order for me to do that, if I don't have the personality traits that I think she's looking for, I'm going to change myself to meet the personality traits that she's looking for.
It's really sociopathic, but okay.
I think that's what happens more times than none. I think guys change themselves in order to be with the woman that they want to be with.
It's really hard to say. I think it depends on what type of attention you're getting from women. If you're getting absolutely zero attention, you have had sex in a year, you're more likely to probably do that shit. Do anything to get laid.
But I mean, if it comes to a man that used to cheat, or if it comes to a man that has anger issues, or a man that has addiction issues, let's say drug wise, and they I feel like I hear more stories about a man trying to repair himself for the lady because he wants to be who he thinks she deserves. I don't hear the success story or even the story of a woman changing themselves that often the way that a man changes himself in order to have a relationship work in that way.
I think you have a good point there.
I don't know because I
have a good point. Shut the fuck up, Larry.
Definitely. I will shut up now. But no, I don't know how I feel about that because I know a lot of men like to build women up. Like, and that's typically what's accepted in society, right? Mm-hmm. Like the man has to make more money, has to be whatever, and then the woman can just move in and be happy. So like, is she not changing who she is in that sense? Like if she's used to going to the club on Saturdays and she gets with this dude and he's like, all right, listen, all of that shit is done because you're about to be a mom, you're about to be a wife, and all of that shit comes with more responsibilities, unfortunately, than being a dad does.
Well, I think that's why I said it's a case by case. You're describing a man that's extremely successful. Like you got to think about it. Like in on your side, that's like Jeff Bezos' wife, right?
Okay.
She's rich because her husband's rich.
Right.
Look at Bill Gates' wife, rich because her husband's rich. And the woman who marries Mark Zuckerberg, if he ever does, I don't know if he is married or not, rich because her husband's rich.
Right.
So these are hyper successful men. So it only works if these men are very successful. They'll fold in and change and probably try to match that particular lifestyle. But for the average everyday guy where the man and the woman is working equally, it's going to be a little bit harder because she's working on a career and she's going to have that more masculine energy to challenge this guy at home.
Yeah.
And so she's challenging him at home. I want the fucking dishes done. You don't clean up after yourself. Take the fucking trash out. I don't do that shit. I'm the woman. You go do this. Go to the store for me. And all you want to do as a man is just have that fucking peace and quiet. So you're just likely to do it. So that's on George's side. So I think both situations are correct, but it just depends on the status of the guy.
Yeah, I mean the saying "happy wife, happy life" exists because of that.
Man.
Because a man is supposed to change everything about himself in that saying to make her happy.
Yeah,
that shit depresses me.
it is. That's why. That's why I just said what I said, man. It's very depressing.
I guess I'm blessed to be stubborn and headstrong because, like, yeah, I'm gonna change certain things, but if they're beneficial for me,
Exactly.
like, when I stay with Abby sometimes, oh, you left your shoes in the middle of the floor. Oh, you think about it, like, you know what? I do want my space to be clean.
But she also got hands, right? She can pick
Like, just pick the shoes up. Like, the time it took you to text me, you could have had your shoes gone already.
Yeah, nah, but
Or step over the fucking shoes, man.
But I respect that about her because she set a standard for herself. And she was like, you know what? I want you to meet me here. I'm not going to lower my standard. And having somebody like that in your corner pushes you to reach for more and to do better.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I feel like that about Chi. Like, honestly, I couldn't have said that any better myself. She's very much like that. But she has zero compromise. She doesn't compromise.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't
You know
know
what I mean?
if I
Like,
can do that. Yeah.
she's very stubborn. We do work well as a team when we actually agree on the plans. Like, we execute things very, very great. But teamwork is not there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not her strong suit, I would say. So it's a double-edged sword. Like, you get a woman that knows what she wants. She can elevate you, say, hey, you meet me here. I'm putting my foot down. I kind of find that shit sexy, to be honest. But then it's like, damn, can't you turn that shit off? Like, it doesn't turn off. Like, and that's where the double-edged sword sort of thing starts to come into play.
And I do want to ask, because I don't have a daughter, right? You do. How are you going to raise her to be like, nah, guys are going to talk to me. I'm not going to go out and talk to guys. Or are you going to be like, it's okay for you to go talk to a guy? That's how me and your mother got together.
That's a great question.
The latter half. It's okay for you to go talk to a guy because I want to prepare her for reality. And in reality, you don't get everything that you want. You're going to be disappointed often. Life is very hard. And if you don't have the mental tools within your armament to deal with that stress.
What the fuck y'all niggas play Scrabble every weekend?
Armament.
I only hear that shit when I'm playing like Age of Empires. Go into your armament and select the machete. +5 attack.
Ew.
What the fuck?
George, cut that.
Dungeons and Dragons ass motherfuckers.
Cut that. What I really said, the proper tools equipped to deal with that type of stress.
Don't talk to me like I'm retarded now. I heard what you said.
I really want her to be ready. No, but no, I want to raise her to basically, if she wants it, she can just go try to get it.
Yeah.
So that's how I want to raise her to be.
Wow, that's a great question, George, because it's easy to sit up here and talk shit and say, oh, I want this, I want to do that. But then when you have a fucking daughter,
It's a different game.
you have to let her, live what you preach. Like, and that's scary, because when motherfuckers be out here talking about, oh, I'm a man, so you got to do this and you got to do that. I don't want my daughter being subjected to that type
No,
of
I
shit.
want to fucking nigga up if you do
Yeah,
that.
like
I don't
he
respect
said
men
what?
like that.
Like, nah, fuck that.
I don't respect men like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, and my hope is that we can get to a place in society where people just be who they are, and it's not really like an expectation set on man or woman, whoever. Like, people can just do what works for their relationship, and if that means the woman's leading the household, cool. If the man's being a stay-at-home dad, cool. And we're not being judged for that shit, because I think it's splitting us at the fucking seam. Like, and I get tired, like, of women being triggered and dudes being toxic online. Like, that shit is exhausting. And that's my TED Talk. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate you.
Your name is Larry, not Ted.
Shut the fuck up.
You can edit that, right?
I'm gonna edit laughter so that people.
a laugh track in it and a round of applause and shit.
Oh my God. Fucking put you on drum roll.
First off, I just want to say thank you to Eric coming on, talking about your experience,
Appreciate you for having me.
letting us know what you think. I think I appreciate Larry also. I know how hard it is for you to give women respect, and I think you really, you brought it in on this episode, and I appreciate it, because me and you had a conversation beforehand. Yo, let me tell y'all.
Oh my God. Here
No. This is completely separate from your misogyny.
Oh, wow.
Bro, I was driving on my way here today,
Right.
and I'm at a stop or at a red light, and car pulls up to my left, and I can see perfectly into their fucking car. And it's a girl driving, like a woman driving. Homie's leaned all the way back with his phone on his hand. Chick is like playing with like his beard or whatever, right? And I can see again clear as day into this fucking car. My man is watching a naked bitch twerk on the phone while he got his girl driving, fucking scratching his chin. And
Niggas
shit.
ain't shit.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's the
worst.
Ain't shit.
I couldn't have said that better myself.
Bro, I was literally like, yeah.
I'd have hunked the horn like, bro, like,
Put the window down.
send me the link. Like, what you?
That reminds me of the time I went to the bank. I pull up, I park. I'm in there. I'm about to look at my phone. I go to get out. I look over. Dude rolls his window down. He getting head in the front seat.
No.
That's the
Sort of,
bank.
and he's laughing at her,
That is
like
financial
pointing down at her head. Yo, something wrong with men, bro.
Yeah, they're broken.
Yeah, we need an update or something. Like,
Yeah.
Something's not working, man.
But not here in the Man Cave podcast. Everybody here is happy, healthy, mentally stable. We love everybody that's tuned in. We love you, Mr. Watermelon. We're going to drop you a link in the comments for all the people. Go check your channel out.
Thank you.
Yep.
My man, George, it's a pleasure.
Catch you guys in the next one. Wave goodbye. You see what he does as I say. Welcome to the Man Cave.
Holy shit.